A very good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to the Addo Bolden Stadium, where we're getting ready for the big semi-final number one between NAPARIMA College, the South Zone champions, and St. Augustine Secondary, the East Zone champions. And again, congratulations to both teams for reaching this far. But now it's win or go home. That's what knockout competition is all about. And these two teams know that all too well, so to speak. And but best of luck to both of them. They're so deserving of their place in today's semi-final. Remember, a win here, and you're into the big dance next Wednesday. So plenty to play for at this time. And certainly, I would imagine both camps are well aware of that. The coaches would have drummed that into the heads of their players, and certainly we're looking forward to a good game. Good news for St. Augustine in that their main man, Elijah Baptiste, who was unfortunately red-carded in their game against Karapichaima, their quarterfinal with Karapichaima, and when in truth and in fact, he was the recipient of an innocuous carpet, as we call it in local parlance, from behind, and had no choice but to almost seek cover, because it probably caught him unawares. He wasn't looking, and it came from the backside when he was basically focusing elsewhere, only to receive this carpet, and lo and behold, while he retreated to his coach, and of course, probably cooling down, the coach talking to him, the referee issued a red card to him, an immediate red card. And then, of course, he issued a red card after Cecile Hines, his assistant, spoke with him and indicated that the other player was really the perpetrator, and he was the one who should have been red carded. So in the end, I suppose justice was done. But speaking of justice, Elijah Baptiste was under protest. St. Augustine, of course, protest, and the disciplinary committee decided that was that. These are the starting teams, and as you could see there, Baptiste, number 10, is in the St. Augustine lineup. Edwards for NAPARIMA, Hills, Caprietta, Bovel, Rodriguez, France gets a start, Phillips, O'Reilly, Raymond, James, and Baptiste. And for St. Augustine, Henry, Hospitalis, their captain and talisman, Baptiste, the man who got that red card but had it rescinded, so he's free to play, Kojo, Doan, Gordon, Williams, Murray, Paul, Charles, and Critchlow. These players have earned the right to be here, and best of luck to them. Now, of course, St. Augustine are no strangers. The last time they won the East Zone title was in 2015, so it was 10 years in the making for them, and so they finally had that. Now, prior to that, they had they had a purple patch, and then they had a lean period. But in terms of the INTERCOL, I remember they won it in 81, 84, and 2013, and again in 2015 to make it 4 titles. And then that was the East Zone rather, and then of course coming back to win it again this year. They have some pedigree, and of course, what could be said about NAPARIMA? They are perennial champions, and no doubt one of the premier teams. There is your referee, Timothy Derry, Odile Brewster, and Adam Aligor Mohammed, the assistants for today. And of course, Mr. Caesar is the match commissioner. So best of luck to all of them. But here we go with the kickoff coming up next. And again, thanks for joining us here in INTERCOL semi-final number 1. Of course, semi-final number 2 will feature Signal Hill and up against St. Anthony's College. St. Anthony's, remember, knocked off NAPARIMA College to earn their place in the Final Four. So here we go in this encounter. Not a big crowd just yet. In fact, the atmosphere is a little bit subdued. But as soon as the game starts, I would imagine the rhythm sections will pick up and we will be on our way. So here we go. To start things off, NAPARIMA in their blue strip and St. Augustine with their green and black outfit. And this is expected to be a keenly contested affair. Can NAPARIMA impose their will on their opponents? Edwards decides to give Adriano Batiste, who's in goal. Not normally a starter, but he gets the call from Angus Eve today. And here's a chance here trying to sneak in behind the defense, but not able to get there in time. So a throw into St. Augustine midway in their own half of the field. So now a free kick to them. So a little bit of a sluggish start, but St. Augustine trying to get onto that front foot. And they always say if you're going to beat Naps, you better hit them early and often. Because once they settle, they then become a totally different kettle of fish. And good football once again. Nice ball inside. Capriata trying to thread the needle there. Wearing the captain's armband today. Here's Edwards again. Bovel is over on that far side, almost present. And this young man, O'Reilly, has really come on by leaps and bounds and almost making it hard for the coach to drop him. James. Here is O'Reilly, the man who is here, there, and everywhere. Riquelme Phillips, the main man in terms of his goal scoring, and they're going to need him to be very efficient today. Rodriguez in a little bit of a tussle there, but they get it back to James. Then they start the rotation again. Here's Edwards. This time, instead of using Bovel, he goes all the way over there to Raymond. His pass is a little bit tight and forcing the interception. Paul, who had a good game in that quarterfinal against Carpi Chima. And they're going to need him to be brilliant. And speaking of brilliant, that's not what is required there. Early ball in and just trying to find his foot in there, Gordon. Dante Gordon just seemed to be in two minds. And St. Augustine, of course, growing in confidence. But he always had his goalkeeper back there. I don't think he needed to take that cautious as a route. But it's about decision making. Hills has had a splendid season. Almost every game he's showed up for his team, and they're going to ask him to do it one more time. Rodriguez pulling strings in midfield. St. Augustine now trying to get Gordon again, trying to get him started. If he could get him in the game, it obviously opens things up nicely for their captain and talisman Hospitalis. And he could just run off the ball as much as possible. Riquelme Phillips. Player goes down and probably just got touched in the face there. Goes sprawling over Dwayne Rivaldo. So no goals yet in this encounter. And in fact, the game really hasn't come to life as yet. Both teams expending energy, but no one really has been able to kind of take control of proceedings, put the ball on the ground and really stroke it around the place here. Naps with a chance to do just that. Rodriguez, Caprietta, back to O'Reilly, who's dropped very deep now. Bavel, Raymond. Inside it comes as they bring it again when here's O'Reilly as they try to build it again. Rodriguez from left to right, back to left they come. And here goes Caprietta now, sprinting away. Does well to keep it in and just had it taken back from Gordon, who goes very deep, but then his pass is not a good one. And it falls here to you-know-who as he tries to keep possession for NAPARIMA. Phillips just not able to turn and had to give it up. Here's O'Reilly looking around, sees that he has France in there but can't control it. Again, Riquelme Phillips is the one they're looking for. Most times, NAPARIMA, they try to feature him, and he's earned that right because he's really become very prolific. Here he is now, and full of tricks. Angasiv showing his skill there. Of course, he would love nothing better than to pick up another title, do another double. 2019 was the last time he won the Premiership title, but he's corrected that. Remember, he was away from the school for a couple of years, and they failed to really live up to the lofty heights that Eve had established for them. But they're back now, and he's back, I should say, and so NAPARIMA College. So the students there, the entire student population, the teachers, the coaches, everybody is on board, and deservedly so, because they're back in unfamiliar turf, if you know what I mean, for them. St. Augustine too, they have had their moments, and like I said, when I think of some of the names that they've been able to deliver on the national scene. Here's Naps trying to get a flow. Caprietta though, just a little too strong for him. James trying to take a quick throw. Gets it to Phillips. Phillips all the way back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, very orthodox, very simple player. Here is Raymond. He is going to be crucial for them today. In fact, they're going to need him to have a good game and try to see if he could get around his man and maybe deliver some crosses. But if that isn't working, I would imagine that he would be smart enough to know that you don't always have to go by line to make a cross. You could make the cross from anywhere. Once you get room to make the cross, then make it. Sometimes that early cross could create problems. The angle is a little bit different to what they're accustomed to. Phillips, again, too cute there. Riley didn't read it. And now Gordon does well. And here they come. Chatting, this is the man who got his red card rescinded, and they're going to look to him to help them out, the Elijah Batiste. It was so bizarre to see him getting the red card, but happy to know that that was rescinded, and he's able to play, because that would have been so crucial to the young man to know that he was the victim, and then instead of him getting best one. Now here they come. Now here again goes Raymond speeding down strange sides. He was on the left, on the right earlier. He's over on the left now, and showing his afterburners there. Almost getting past his man. It was a cute pass. It was also an early pass. France. That's a great ball. Just snuffed out. Good defending once again, as the boys Kojo and company really fighting up. Doen comes flying and almost looking like a missile coming through the air. Edwards to Bovell as they build now down at the right hand side. They go. James Caprietta comes inside, gets it back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez again rolls it in there, just putting it O'Reilly, just not able to get it directly to his man, but Rodriguez trying his best to tidy it up here. Offside is Phillips, and it doesn't count. He kind of knew he was offside. He didn't really go full blast. But those are ominous signs for NAPARIMA College and for St. Augustine in particular. You don't want to get this man, Riquelme Phillips, running free, coming off a hat-trick performance against Presentation. So he's in the pink of form at the moment. So they're going to have to pay special attention to him if they can. Edwards does well, and there goes Caprietta, snipes his way through. That's another great ball, and again Phillips might have been just fractionally offside. And there is the foul on Hospitales, and here's another one that you cannot allow to just be roaming all over the field unattended, because he can hurt you. As he's shown, he scored 2 goals in the East Zone final against Sawan North, and he scored a lone goal in the game against Scarpichama, a penalty after just 6 minutes. And here's a ball played back inside, almost fell to Gordon. And now a chance for France to get on to the end of it, but St. Augustine, though, they have possession once again. Here's Williams. Back it goes. He'll get it back. Opportunity now to spread it to Gordon. Gordon down the right-hand side. Plays a quick ball, and still they have possession. Turning, twisting with it, trying to turn Murphy. And then they have to go back, but they do well. They keep possession. Still with possession. St. Augustine showing good patience here. Eventually they get it over on that far side. Here's Murphy again, and that's not a bad run at all. He confronts Bovell and Co, and it might have hurt himself because he went down, but he's holding the side of his face. I don't know if he caught an inadvertent hand to the face or something. Here is Riquelme Phillips. That's a ball played back, and coming back and doing good work. Again, there's Batiste. And that one just eludes everybody. Just trying to pick it up. The field looks a picture. They have really nice conditions here at the Addo Bolden Stadium. Again, we've had some rain, so the field isn't bone hard. It's not a dusty pitch, it's well grassed. And certainly it is. Now here's Raymond. Can he turn his man? He's a nifty guy. And he turns his man nicely. Chips the keeper, just misses. Well, it stays in. Well, only just, and he just comes in off the bar. Well. So close was Caprietta. So close was Raymond. And NAPARIMA still pressing James. Trying. O'Reilly still battling there. And they can't get it over the line. So 2 bites at the cherry there for NAPARIMA, and St. Augustine living dangerously at the back. And there it is again, and off the bar you could see it, and it just ricocheted and came out. So Naps beginning to find some rhythm. And their game is a passing game, although they can go direct, but they're more inclined to swing it from side to side and be patient with their passing. And they do have good individuals who can run with the ball, and Rodriguez is one of them, but here's James down the left-hand side now. Here's Raymond, who's switched sides. Started on the right, comes over to the left now. Helping out Hills. In the middle it goes. Quickly Rodriguez. Bovel with some time and space. Over on that far side, waits. And then at the last minute gets it to Caprietta. He does well, shakes and bakes. But naps again. And this man does have a good long distance shot, but I don't think they expect him to kick from there, because in goal is Tyrese Henry, who's not a bad keeper. Ball played in. Again, France can't control it, but Caprietta can. Tries to knife it across with the outside of the left foot, and the contact just not there. Good interception again. Here's France. Plays a nice little ball in. Can he keep possession? And the ball stays down. Look at it. Ball inside. Just trying to get there. And Phillips is denied by Henry. An alert Henry. And he needed to be because Riquelme Phillips was running free on goal. Another ball intercepted. Here is Rodriguez. Plays it wide. But I don't think Caprietta expected a green shirt to be that far upfield and that wide. It's almost like he left it thinking it might have been his teammate. It's another great ball. Into space it goes. Can James get it across? The keeper started coming and didn't in the end. And here we come again. Another chance. And this could be a dangerous one here. At the back post again is Phillips. Still looking around. And Fatima, NAPARIMA really applying the screws here, trying to get something, and then the shot is over the bar. Bovel coming forward and fancying his chances. So good, bright, sunny conditions here at the Addo Bolden Stadium. A Friday afternoon, one good Friday for a crucial match, a Final Four encounter in the Coca-Cola INTERCOL, the National INTERCOL. These are two zonal winners. Naps won the South, St. Augustine won the East. Something's got to give, you would imagine. And that's a great ball. Can he get there first? Bovell is fighting for it and does well. Just leans on his man and wins it back. But here comes Rodriguez, plays a nice ball there. There goes Raymond again. Under pressure, but takes it off the field. And you would think at some point they're going to play the ball to his feet a little bit more. Right now he's chased 3 or 4 through balls where he's had to run down the line to catch up with those passes. That can take its toll. So they probably need to help him a little bit by just playing it to his feet, allow him to catch a breather. Gordon, and just losing his foot in there, but a nice take all the same. Raymond gets the ball infield, and that's another great pass. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Here's James now, thinking about playing it first time. Gets it to Raymond, but Raymond loses his foot and still recovers, still going, and just had it clipped away. And no foul, says the referee, so they play on Raymond. Back it comes to James. James looking for something deep. That's a great ball. Capriata is there, takes it down, but it just bounces away from him. Murphy, or rather Murray, doing well, and then having to, or then was fouled in order to be, had the ball taken from him. But free kick to St. Augustine. So no goals yet, but the game just starting to open up a little bit more. NAPARIMA have had some very good looks. Actually struck the bar and then didn't miss by much. So Edwards trying to get in there, but Batiste gets there first. And this time he goes down. And he's won a free kick now for St. Augustine. So a free kick in the other direction now. Can they do something with it? Thankfully for the goalkeeper, the sun is at his back, so he's not looking into the sun. This one is played very deep indeed. Gordon was the intended target. Pavel to Capriata. Now Rodriguez brings it to the left all the way over to James. Capriata comes inside, so he's really roving. He's not stagnant at all. He was over on that right hand side. He's come all the way over to the left, and now he's without anybody picking him up, he's just drifting into space. He looks up, he sees Bovell is running free down that right hand side, so they use him, and he's trying to get it to Rodriguez just a little too early. Bovell is not the best passer of the ball, but he's such a willing customer. He is going to give you everything. So now with just about 23, almost 24 minutes gone, the players will get a breather. And I can tell you that as they get some refreshments, the latest score here at the Addo Bolden Stadium in this semi-final number 1 of the Coca-Cola INTERCOL, it is still NAPARIMA 0, St. Augustine 0. Welcome back to the Bolden Stadium. The players have had some refreshments. They've also been spoken to and, of course, being encouraged at this stage. Not much you do by way of coaching. What you do now, you just encourage guys and you try to just keep them positive and don't dwell on any errors or anything like that. You just want to ensure that they're in tune with what is happening and that they give you effort, because at this stage they pretty much are aware of what the requirements are. They would have gone over a host of things and now it's up to them to execute. Here's NAPARIMA again, just eluding France there. He couldn't get the handle on it, and but he had a man, he had Caprietta running towards goal. Still Caprietta is there, almost picked it up. France though is going to do the needful. Here it comes, O'Reilly looking for something, Rodriguez, and he decides against it, and Bovell gets it back to Edwards. Edwards takes his time, gets it to Hill. A little bit of a strong ball. He's trying his luck from distance, and the ball took a deflection. Most of the sting came out of it. I think it came off the referee. So he's going to do a bump ball. So here we go again now, and Raymond trying to knife his way in there. That's a good ball, but great interception there from Edwards. And he had to be in the right place at the right time because that was a strong ball and it needed something special. Raymond going away, and this is going to be close. But very alert goalkeeping again from Tyrese Henry. When you look at Henry, he doesn't look like an athletic goalkeeper, but he's very capable. Don't let his looks fool you. O'Reilly plays the ball in. Caprietta on his left foot. Shot! Saved again by Henry. I was just talking about how good a goalkeeper he is. And there is your example. Brilliant save. And St. Augustine, though, just not able to put too much together. That's a bad ball given away. And would you believe it? Just as Hospitalis was trying to keep control or get control of it, he kind of lost his footing and the ball was taken away from him, and in the process he was struck on the ankle, it looks like, and he stays down. But really was a bad clearance by the goalkeeper. But look at this save again. It's a great ball. Caprietta on the left foot hit it towards the near post. And Henry, who probably was anticipating that he probably was going to go to the far post initially, but held his ground. So still no goals as yet. I think the game is just crying out for a goal. Actually, it's not it's not Hospitalis actually who is limping off there. Looks like Romario Zambrano is on the field. Batiste. Zambrano just came back on and is back in the mix. Good work, run again, taking on three defenders. And now a chance here again. Where's the shot? Saved! Brilliant again from Henry. Still going. NAPARIMA applying the pressure here, looking for the kill. It's not going to come here. Maybe now. Save! Just wide. Well, well, well. They almost laying siege on the goal, and you have 2 players down. And St. Augustine look like their player has the worst of it. Again, Rodriguez knifing his way in there. And brought down in the end. But look at the shot. And this one just trickled wide. But again, Henry was there. Just in case it was closer to sneaking in to that near post. There's an NAPARIMA rhythm section. So great support for their schoolmates, and the players are heroes of the rest of the student population and most institutions. So they no doubt will be cheering them on and, as they say, bigging them up in school all the time, because in a lot of ways they live through the players, because when the team does well, it's not just the players who walk like they're walking on a cloud when they're in their school uniform. It's the entire student body that feels that way. And it's such a good feeling for them. And when you get the taste of success, you want more success. And that's kind of like what Eve and his coaching staff have brought back to NAPARIMA College this year. And they have 2 titles in the bag. They won the Premier Division title, and they won the South Zone INTERCOL title for yet another year. And when you consider NAPARIMA College, they've really done exceptionally well with the South INTERCOL titles. They had 17 of them in all. And they won in 73, 76, 77, 78, 79, 81, 84, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2015, 2018, and again in 2025. Here is St. Augustine, though, trying to pull the upset today. Batiste plays a nice ball inside. The control is just not there from Murray, and he's struggling. So they may be forced to make a substitution. Here is Raymond trying to turn his man again. Still going, and this time he loses out. Got himself into a little bit of a tangle. And Gordon. Rodriguez quickly gets it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly looks up, sees that he has Edwards, and now he gets it to France. Out it goes. Actually, that is Capriata. Gets it back, looking for something. It was his shot that brought out that big save from Henry a little while ago. Hills. Inside it goes to Raymond. Raymond tries to play it quickly. Missed the target, but they still have possession though. Naps everybody in the St. Augustine half of the field, trying to chip it in. That's a difficult skill to execute, because you have to get it up and down in front of your teammates, because his back is turned to goal. Here's France again. Still no goals to win. So St. Augustine just doing enough to break up momentum for NAPARIMA, just as NAP seemed to be getting on top of things. St. Augustine player gets a toe in, gets a boot in, or gets a tackle in to throw them off. Now, what will it be here? Henry again, very alert. Starts a quick counter attack though, and that clearance is not very good. Only as far as Rodriguez. O'Reilly now, still with movement ahead of him, still going. And if he looks at, you'll see that he has support, and good football again coming from Caprietta. He knew he was in a bad position. He immediately got into a good defensive position to help out. You can see he wants the ball. He's not afraid of the occasion. In fact, he looks like he relishes the big occasion. This is when he wants to shine the brightest. Very easy indeed for Batiste, Adriano Batiste. And back into their familiar rhythmic rhythm. Now, Phillips finally getting a chance here. Can he do something with it? Plays a nice little cheek ball there, and it's almost left for Caprietta. He's still going. And almost got the handle on it. And the ball was just running loose. He seemed to be the only one moving as the two defenders were waiting for the ball to come down. And only again, just at the last moment, goalkeeper Henry coming up there and creating enough of a hindrance. Batiste wins it back quickly as they come away with it. This is good football. Again, here's Williams now. Plays it out here on the near side. Gordon looks up, sees that he has immediate cover. He doesn't have much by way of options, and that was one option. Luckily for him, James was falling down and he took it over the line and concedes a corner kick. So corner kick to St. Augustine. 39 minutes unofficially on the clock. So a chance for them to swing this one into the area. Looks like Critchlow is going to provide it. And an attempt at a bicycle kick here doesn't come off. Here's Critchlow again. And this time it's sent upfield. But here's Phillips. Raymond. So again, a lot of huffing and puffing. Nobody can really breach the citadel just yet. Naps, of course, has had a couple of glaring opportunities. And not taking any chances there at all. Shumba Kojo. Once he sees that Phillips is looking, to pay special attention to him. There's a shot from Raymond again. But a nice save once more from Henry. I think Fatima are finding out they're going to have to beat this young man. Or rather, Naps are finding out they're going to have to beat him. He's very, very steady. When all else fails, he's like that safety valve at the back for St. Augustine. St. Augustine over the years have had some decent goalkeepers. That's a really bad pass there from Edwards. Didn't really give his teammates a chance. Here he goes again, just collapsing on it. And I was just making the point, St. Augustine, they've had some good goalkeepers over the years, including one Tony Gray. And Long and Linge, and he would tell you that those are some of the best times of his life. Playing in the INTERCOL, playing in an INTERCOL final. That's why I always encourage teams to, because they're competing interests. Sometimes it's a lovely ball in, but again, a little too strong. Rodriguez does well, O'Reilly, James. And I was making the point that I always, every year, it's that old debate. You know, you have players who are electing to either go on trials or play in the pro league or semi-pro leagues. Others take their chances abroad, and they miss out on the opportunity to play in the domestic competition in the secondary schools league, because in a lot of ways it's in the leagues that they have honed their skills, and that's how they gain notoriety or national attention. And so when you take a player out that, sometimes it's almost as if you're punishing him for being a good player, or him or her, because then the national team takes precedence sometimes, and it should. That's a great ball. Can Gordon get there? But again, very quick as hills, and sorted out quite nicely. So it's that debate every year. You've had it, and you always wonder. So sometimes players are encouraged to focus on the national team. That takes precedence. But like I said, when you play with your better players, and not all of them are going to go. Can nobody reading it? Not all of them are going to go on to play international football. A lot of these are really, in the true sense of the word, students first and then athletes after. And so they have no real desire to turn professional or whatever. They're more thinking of, going off to university and whatever. They get a chance to play at university, but more importantly, they work on their degrees. And so it's that balance that you have to strike. Here is Rodriguez, deep. James plays it inside nicely now to Phillips. He plays it across, and France saved again from Henry. And again, NAPARIMA finding out that this kid is going to take some beating. Again, working hard. Just not able to get the pass off Murray. Michael Murray just seemed to be limping a little bit. But again, he had that opportunity to play the early ball, but up to try to dribble with it. Now they have a chance here. Here is that man playing it back, Caprietta. Nicely done. There is Rodriguez. He goes down. And it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous area. Kalen Williams applying the pressure. And probably too physical, but here's the shot. And nice save. So this is going to be interesting here now. Can they manufacture something from here? And I will finish my story in a little bit, because this could be another opportunity here for NAPARIMA. And Gasif decides to sit down, because he knows that they probably worked on free kicks, so he's probably just waiting to see if they can execute one of the many set plays that they worked on. Raymond is there. So too is Rodriguez. And Caprietta. Caprietta, though, will take first shot at it. Raymond jumps over it. The ball is played to Caprietta, but a little too close. And it's easily intercepted. Caprietta again. James didn't see the opening, opted to go back with it. Here's O'Reilly. This is interesting. Hills has gone way out on the flanks. And again, good football. Ball headed up in the air. O'Reilly gets it back. So NAPARIMA College trying, yes, throwing waves of attack. Here's Bovell. Gets it inside. Opportunity for Phillips. Trying to do Raymond. Still going. Raymond gives it up and plays across. Can they return the favor? Opportunity still blocked. Brilliant work again by the St. Augustine defense. They're not out of the woods as yet. Another opportunity. Ball played in. Nice ball in. The control, though, it's not the best. And this could be very, very interesting now, as you could see NAPARIMA starting to grind here. Caprietta! Look who's in attendance. Henry. Again, Tyrese Henry has really established himself here as one of the premier goalkeepers. And he's done exceptionally well. So Naps probably a little bit disappointed that they haven't been able to breach a citadel just yet. But we'll see. But as I was saying earlier on, as the player gets attended to, we've had this debate every year when they, remember Fatima and Shaves, where they wanted him on the national team. So sometimes parents kind of put their foot down and say, look, the kid is in school, let him stay in school. Even though we know he might be good enough to play in the pro league or somewhere else, he's going to stay in school and play in the school. After the school's league, well then you could have him or we go. And I remember when I was at John D, we had 6 or 7 players on the national youth team, and they had training. But of course, we had a powerful team that was competing in the league, and then when the INTERCOL started, we had to make a decision. So one of the things, the late Coach Brigham Gonzalez, we sat and we spoke about it, and it really was to allow the national team players to train with the national team during the week. Here's a nice cross again, opportunity there, and he got it all wrong, Caprietta. That stab was really aimed at probably sneaking it in. Here's another opportunity, saved and pushed away, but they're not out of the woods yet. James drives it back inside. This time it's coming out, and it's Batiste who is going to get it clear for St. Augustine. And that is the end of the first half. We played just about 4 or 5 minutes of added on time. Still nothing separating them, and NAPARIMA almost again broke through at the death, except for Tyrese Henry in goal, as he's having a monster game for St. Augustine. So at the end of the first half, it is St. Augustine 0, NAPARIMA 0.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too.
Welcome back to the Outer Bolton Stadium, and again with the compliments of First Citizens, we are bringing you live coverage here on, of course, Tiger Sports and 360 TV of this first semi-final in the Boys Coca-Cola INTERCOL 2025. And at the half, it is still goalless between NAPARIMA College and St. Augustine Secondary. And boy, what a half it was for NAPARIMA. They came so close on a number of occasions, but they're yet to breach the citadel of goalkeeper Tyrese Henry. Here we go now to start the second half. And of course, we have also seen that NAPARIMA College have dispensed with France, and they have brought on Shabani Thompson, who's skippering the team now. So Angus Eve wanting to make an immediate impact here. Still have another player down, and in fact, it's been a while since it looks like Duane has been carrying an injury of some sort, and they're just trying to nurse him around, maybe get him moving again. The physio is being directed to go the long way around so that they could render assistance. So now let's see what happens, because Naps are getting ready to take the free kick. Floated in. Getting up at the back post was Bovell, but he was beaten to it. Capriata again trying to get in there. Here is Thompson with the shot blocked off of his own man, and it was Phillips who was in the way. Rodriguez looking, decides he's going to have a shot from distance, just wide. And the keeper got a touch onto it. Henry again showing his capabilities, and he wasn't sure where it was, so he had to go. Just got a touch, and maybe that was a touch that took it wide of sneaking in at that right-hand post of his. Here comes another cross in, and St. Augustine living dangerously here, and O'Reilly trying his luck from distance as well. And certainly they're giving it everything right now. NAPARIMA, they come on like gangbusters. We saw Fatima College do that against 10-man Fatima, I should say, up against St. Anthony's College at the half. In the first minute, they cut the deficit in half, and then a short while after that, they got a penalty, and they were able to level things up. So a lot can happen in a very short space of time. Of course, it looks as if Raymond is off the field, probably nursing some kind of an injury. And so he has been replaced by Thompson. And also on is, here's Capriat still going, and this time his effort is partially blocked. And also coming on is Jeremiah Daniel, so he's on defense as well. And Zarion France is also off the field as well. So two changes. Here is Daniel. Lovely ball inside, and Capriata trying to play it first time. Does keep it alive though. Here's James, and kind of caught in two minds there, cross or take a shot. And it seems that St. Augustine have finally decided that Duane cannot continue. So he is going to be replaced by Israel Leon Singh. And Leon Singh is a real busybody. So they're probably going to lose us. If anything, they're going to gain some intensity with Leon Singh, because he's a really hard worker. Speaking of hard workers, trying to squeeze it, and they will get it back now. Here's a nice little ball played inside, And a big tackle. Who got the last touch? The referee says goal kick to St. Augustine. So St. Augustine trying to revive those days when the likes of Pauline and Garfield de Silva and some of the famous names, Best and others, when they ruled the roost. Baptiste, really, they need him to come alive as well. Here's Leon Singh, but his effort is intercepted. Nice ball inside. Now here it's an opportunity there for the fast-moving Rodriguez, but he's robbed of it quickly. Gordon, and really had the door shut on him by Bovell there. Two substitutes combining, Daniel and Thompson, and they get it back to Edwards now, who's playing a little more central. Hills, Caprietta, James, quickly they're trying to get it. Thompson trying to get things moving. Thompson has taken on the role of captain, not for the first time. And although he's coming off the bench, immediately he picks up, he assumes the armband. And because of the strength and depth, invariably Angus Eve have been able to make some changes. Thompson has a risky ball, not a bad idea, but a little too strong at this time. Somebody was just asking me that during the interval, when I was talking about how you work out the issue between school and country in that team, or club and country, as we often see at the international level. And essentially what we did at John D was that the players were free to practice with the national team during the week, and they would play with the school team on the weekend. So on a Saturday, they would suit up for the school team at John D, and then during the week they would play. Here's a chance for a shot, saved again. Henry going to his right, and another shot from O'Reilly there. And Henry is probably saying, guys, this is not target practice. This is a real game. He's not supposed to be getting all these shots coming at him. And that's Daniel, who's getting into the game, having just arrived at the half. But he too has been thwarted by the brilliance of Henry in goal for St. Augustine. Still no goals, and Henry has been a real wall at the back for the men in green. They're going to need it. This one hit the hand, and that should be a penalty. It is. Well. He was trying to take it on the chest, and it must have just bounced awkwardly for him. And just like that, it's a penalty. Michael Murray, the guilty man there. You could see it onto his hand, and the hand in an unusual position, redirecting the ball. And it's a penalty now in the 55th minute. And it's going to be Rodriguez who is going to do the honors, Jabari Rodriguez. And he finally could get a chance here now to beat Tyrese Henry in goal. And he does. Brilliantly done. So NAPARIMA College have taken the lead via the penalty route in the 55th minute of play. And it's that man, Jabari Rodriguez. Sent the keeper the wrong way and made it count. So finally, Henry is beaten, and it took a penalty to get that done. He's been so brilliant and so dominant so far in this game. Ball played there by Paul. Paul has to get going again. He's quite capable. They're going to need him to really start cracking, as they say. So as the music strikes up here, NAPARIMA trying to gain an advantage again. They already have a 1-goal cushion, but they would love to make it 2 and possibly even 3. We saw that against Presentation when the floodgates opened and they eventually walked off 4-0 winners. Chance here, and again, look at who's in there, but he's being crowded out. And that's a nice and important toe in there by O'Reilly. Bovell trying to get it in there to Rodriguez. Paul. Batiste for St. Augustine. Turns nicely and is being harassed by O'Reilly. Shakes him off nicely, and there is the man that they want to get going, Hospitalis. But he's been very quiet this afternoon. Naps have done a pretty good job on him, just as St. Augustine have done a good job on Riquelme Phillips. But it doesn't take much for those two to factor. That's a great tackle there, and a win by Israel Leon Singh coming in and having an immediate impact. Williams. Need them to get things moving here. Charles. St. Augustine trailing 1-0. A penalty in the 55th minute put away by Jabari Rodriguez to give NAPARIMA the lead. And here he is now, but doesn't control it, but he might still get a chance, and he doesn't need much. Riquelme, or rather, here is the chance. That should have been the shot. James drills it, and it's blocked. But you really wonder why it is that Capriata took so long to get that shot off. Thompson flying, going in hard. James again is going to get it back. Hills plays it in. The header over the bar. Again, it's Rodriguez in the thick of things here. St. Augustine recognizing that NAPARIMA is starting to just wear them down a little bit and assume more control or better control of the game. Remember, it's a hot day and this is a fairly big field, so these youngsters, many of whom have been playing 2, sometimes 3 games in a week for the last 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to be feeling the effects. So they're obviously going to need somebody to stand up and really give them a lift here. They're not out of the woods, they're just 1 goal down. And as we've seen, sometimes all it takes is one little error, and that could change and change quickly. So the 1 goal cushion is not an insurmountable advantage. But they have to be so careful this part of the field. You don't want to really just mess around with the ball in your defensive third. The NAPARIMA players are very quick and very aware of what is happening. Now, here's a shot saved again. Henry to the rescue. He's almost like Superman back there for St. Augustine. Comes up with another majestic save. And they must be saying, how are we going to beat this man in open play? It took a penalty to beat him. And this one played in there nicely to Capriata on his left foot. And look at the save from the young man. More than holding his own. Here is the in-swinger. Got flapping at that one. And this time he didn't make any contact, but luckily for him, it was way beyond everybody. So still one goal separating these two teams. NAPARIMA just has to avoid making any silly mistakes at the back, and they should be in good stead. Batiste doing very well, fighting for all it's worth, but being outnumbered. Another brilliant ball played forward there, and here he is now looking for some movement. They really need him to get started. Right now he's being crowded out. And this man, though, Capriata, is here, there, and everywhere, trying his best to get free. At some point, I would imagine, maybe over the next 10 minutes or so, they're going to have to make a decision as to some changes. There's a nice little ball across, nobody home. Gordon back there on defense helping out O'Reilly. And eventually a free kick awarded. So this one is in a dangerous position now, and they may need the brilliance of you-know-who to bail them out here. Yet again, as the referee is trying to ensure that the wall is back to the required distance. And again, another trio. Surveying, planning, plotting. They all back away now. Thompson is there. Hills is there. Rodriguez is there. Brilliant save. And the rebound saved as well. Well. James thought he had a goal, but Henry says not so fast. And that young man, that's probably his, 7th or 8th save in this game. 4 of them look like certain goals. And he has been magnificent. Look at that save. James was telling himself certain goal there with that rebound. Not today, says Henry. And again, cleared away now. So, what a performance. You know, not very often you get a situation where a player might be on the losing team but could win the Man of the Match award. And if that is the case here today, and it stays 1-0, the man of the match will probably definitely be Tyrese Henry. Here is Senegastendo and Hospitales. Buy some time and just knocks his man over. But couldn't get the ball to ricochet towards goal. And a little bit of indecision there. So end-to-end stuff now as St. Augustine starts to up the tempo a little bit. They know that there is no tomorrow here. This is knockout football. So win and move on, lose and go home. That's essentially what it is. Naps trying. O'Reilly gets it in there. Again, Rodriguez, the goal scorer. He gets it back. Thompson, the substitute, thinking about it, then decides Hills is a better option. He can shoot. There's a nice ball in. Capriata might have been in an offside position. Daniel, though, is going to pick up the scraps. Rodriguez. Again, another ball in, and still they can't get it out. It's straight, it's just up in the air, no real distance. So St. Augustine really having a hard time. Here's Williams now. Gets it out here to Dante Gordon. Gordon again running out of ideas as Batiste is down on the field. The referee says play on, and now he blows the whistle. So what a fantastic evening this young man, Tyrese Henry, is having for St. Augustine. It's 1-0, and that's primarily because of his brilliance. On another day, NAPARIMA could have been 4 or 5 goals clear, but Henry is saying not so fast, and is basically swatting or blocking everything that they throw at him. They took a penalty by Rodriguez to beat him. So the players again getting an opportunity to just refresh themselves, get some instructions, and try and see if they can pick themselves up one last time here and have a go. St. Augustine, they've been really on the back foot quite a bit in this game. That's because NAPARIMA has been the ones pressing and pinning them back in their own half and threatening on a number of occasions, but as we've been saying all evening, it's that man Henry in goal who's been keeping them at bay. And James is going to get Sebastian James is going to get a breather for NAPARIMA, and he's replaced by Ryan Radelant. So here's a chance here now. St. Augustine, they need to take advantage. Gordon plays a great ball into Phillips, who cracks it just wide. Well. That's his first bit of magic there, and he almost scored with it. Nice turn. Look at how he turns away from the defender, bought a little time, didn't bother to touch it a second or third time. He just drilled it. And luckily for Henry, it was just a little wide of that upright. Opportunity for O'Reilly, looking to taking around, taking his time, surveying, waiting on it. Daniel might still run all the way over here to Rodriguez. Gordon fighting for O'Reilly, does well. Still the ball is kept in. Now a chance here. Radelant hits it, and it's really just tried to do it all too quickly. One would have to say there in the end for Capriata. He did the hard part, which was to get it under control, but he just snatched at it. He could have probably waited. He probably didn't realize how much time he had. He had shaken off the defender and bought quite a bit of time for himself. He could have set himself properly and give it a good whack. Instead, it went wide. Now, Murray plays a nice little ball forward. There's a chance here now, St. Augustine. They need to get numbers going forward. Right now, they don't. They're a little bit thin up front. And as a result, whenever they lose the ball, it's always 2v3 or 3v1. Now a chance here for Phillips. Can he shake off his man? Still going. They're really riding like horses going towards the finishing pole. It's neck and neck until eventually he give it back. And again, Phillips trying to be unselfish. And O'Reilly with a nice little ball in. Unfortunately, didn't get to the intended target. Bovell does well. Here's Edwards. O'Reilly is coming more and more into the game, doing very well. Thompson. Radelant, who just came on, coming infield. And again, trying to get it to Phillips. Phillips tees it up. And can he get the ball back across goal? Saved again by the goalkeeper. What else are they going to ask him to do? Really? Henry just got enough on that one to throw off the timing. There he is again, just getting it out there. And Capriata couldn't get it down on time. So it's really been a magical evening for him. You know, as a goalkeeper, as a player in a game like this, you probably play the game 2-3 times in your mind while you're lying in bed, or, you know, if you're driving or you're just relaxing. And he probably envisioned himself making big saves. Well, it's a dream come true for him. Really, he's been outstanding. He is the most outstanding player on the field, without a doubt. Now a chance here. It's a jailbreak. Williams, can he go? And gets the ball over. Opportunity here now for Hospitales. He gets it inside and trying to dribble without using the men around him. And it's gone the other way. Early ball out, but that's a tough ball there. Player didn't really see why he was going, where the ball was going. Batiste really trying to drive his team forward. Gordon, this time he gets it and they can't control it. Williams seemed to hurt himself in the process. And Naps now playing a little keep away, obviously trying to weather the storm. That little shock to the system when St. Augustine threatened their goal. Here they go now. Rodriguez filing forward, looking up for somebody. Across goal, and that is blocked. That's a great block there. Still fighting hard to win it back. Here they come again. Daniel, shot saved again. Who else? Henry to the rescue. It's almost like there's a wall there, and the ball is just hitting the wall and coming back out. But that wall stands on 2 feet. And it goes by the name of Tyrese Henry. What a brilliant performance. Win, lose, or draw, as they say. He has really distinguished himself. Can his team now follow his lead? They're going to need better communication than that as they give the ball away. Picking it up quickly here is Radelant. And they get it across goal again. And really a missed kick. And St. Augustine just a little bit out of sync here right now. Here is Williams to Batiste. Batiste trying to turn and runs into problems. Well, look at who has it now on his left foot. Cracks it. Saved once more by Henry. It's like shooting. It's like target practice back there. But the target is not letting them through. What a performance. And again, this is what you dream about when you play any sport. You want to have a day like this. The only blemish is the only goal in the game so far. Naps pressing for insurance. Deep. And misses everybody, but it may still run over there to Caprietta. Can he get the ball back across goal? O'Reilly plays it back inside. Bovell. He chips it forward, but really to no one in particular. Alright, it was Edwards trying his luck there to get that forward. Misses everybody. But what a performance from that young man there, Tyrese Henry. I think you're going to have to take a note of that name because he is showing that he is ready for the big times. And as he gets bigger and stronger, probably he's only going to get better. Again, the speed at which St. Augustine's playing right now is what is probably letting them down. They're going to have to figure out a way. Now they need him to do something. Hospitalis, he has to get numbers around him. And it goes to North, but it has to be quicker. Because once you dwell on it, the NAPARIMA defenders are quick to get back into position. That's a little too strong. And Henry is quickly getting it going. Leon Singh. But they give it right back to NAPARIMA. O'Reilly again. Naps really just taking their time and trying to wear down their opponents. Again, Hospitalis having real difficulty with the size and the speed of Bovell. But here they go again, and Ryan Radelant, pacey. Here comes the cross, but again, only one man to target there. Rodriguez does well, though, to keep it alive. Then using his hands illegally. So, a fantastic game, but only the one goal so far. Does St. Augustine have something up their sleeves? Rodriguez is going to come off. He's had an amazing game. He scored the only goal of the game so far. And also coming off, a little bit surprisingly, is Caprietta. So Eve is coming on. And also getting a chance is Gerald Cooper. So two main players get a bit of a breather. And it looks as if Angus Eve has decided, I'm going to try and secure what I have. I have the one goal lead. Let me defend this now the rest of the way. If I get another goal, fine. But I'm not going to overly play it. And similarly, Gordon is off for St. Augustine. And coming on is Solorzano. Jadon Solorzano is on. Here he is getting his first touch for St. Augustine and loses out quickly. And again the number 15 Eve set. It's been that kind of an afternoon. Shumba, Kojo and company trying, they're huffing and puffing, but they cannot really get the rhythm that they so desperately need to get the better of a team like St. Augustine. It has to be precise. He has a long chase and trying his best to get there, but not able to do so, at least not just yet. But he's still fighting, and the ball just snuck over the line, or the referee blew for an infringement. And careless from Eve. Thompson now starts to scamper. He goes past Williams, still going, and just loses out there to another fine tackle from Leon Singh. Since he's come on, he's been primarily playing on defense. He hasn't been able to saunter upfield as he normally does. Leon Singh. That's another risky ball though, but it's still going to find its way all the way over here to Eve. Plays it short, goes for the quick 1-2, but loses out. The substitutes combine, and Salazano steals it. Then he plays it over just behind the back of Batiste, who cannot catch up with it. Edwards now for NAPARIMA. Bovell. Edwards again, looking around, looking for some movement, something forward, not much. Now Eve with a chance, and he goes down. It's going to be a free kick. One goal separating these two teams. 82, almost 83 minutes gone unofficially. So time against St. Augustine. Now, ball played short. Bovell wants to play it inside. Plays a nice little ball inside to you-know-who. He decides to go wide with it. And the return ball in the area. And, or just at the edge of the area, I should say. And just at the D, but no way through. At least not just yet. St. Augustine still doing well at the back. Just the one goal they have let in. It's a penalty. Really a clumsy handle ball in the area. Given away. Batiste trying to win it back, and O'Reilly loses the handle on it, but it's not going to hurt them because they've won a throw-in. So this is where St. Augustine have been lacking a little bit. They just don't have the firepower, especially in midfield, to really take the ball and drive it to the heart of the NAPARIMA defense. It's been well protected, first by Rodriguez and now by Thompson, who's just sitting in front of the back four and making life very difficult. And here they go again, but once more, Hospitalis is thwarted. A chance here now, can he stretch those legs? Still going, and he decides he's going to go past two men out there, and Leon Singh finally gets the better of him, but it's all purely on defense. One goal to nothing it is. Hills swings this one in, and guess who's there? The goalkeeper again just gets a hand onto it to put it away. He was a long way out of his goal there, so he didn't want to try to catch it, and he did well enough to get that big left paw on it and get it away from the danger zone. But it's a throw-in to NAPARIMA. They're on the verge of a place in the final. They already have the premiership. O'Reilly just over the bar. Jacob O'Reilly growing in confidence, and now you're beginning to see a little bit more of what he's capable of. He's solid, he's basic, and he does those little things. Good link-up play, and good intelligence. Doesn't try to force the game too much. So they're in hurry-up mode now, St. Augustine. Everything is going at breakneck pace, and that's because they're trailing in this game, and they need to get numbers forward, but more importantly, they need to get something going in the goal mouth area. Anything upfield, something to give them a spark. And there is the free kick. Thompson, the guilty party. Just hacking down Hospitales. So now they can ill afford to keep 3 and 4 players back. They're gonna have to get numbers forward. And this is a chance here now for Critchlow to get this one into the area. That's a good ball. Trying to get there. Just getting it away. And they're still battling for it. And eventually it's taken over the line. It's going to be a corner kick to St. Augustine. So is there life in the green machine still? Oh, how would they love to have had Garfield de Silva now to deliver one of his pinpoint accurate crosses from the corner region. Actually, I played with Garfield where he scored directly from a corner kick at university. He's a wizard with the ball at his feet, both feet. Boy, they need him, or they need somebody like him badly right now. St. Augustine looking for an equalizer. Here it comes, poorly taken corner kick, and it all goes to naught. You had 6 men in the area, probably even 7, and none of them got a chance to contest the ball. But maybe they'll get it back here. Where is the shot? Still no shot. Ball played in. Opportunity here. Shot taken. Still going. Still trying to get there, but blocked. Good defense yet again. And you can see NAPARIMA now. They know exactly what time it is, and it's not the time. And is it? Oh, it is a penalty because the goalkeeper kept the ball too long. You now have that 8-second timing. And he kept bouncing it and bouncing it and bouncing it and didn't release it. Again, still not the best corner. Both men go down, and it's cleared away. It's been that kind of a day, really. He did it well, turned the ball, turned his man, and he couldn't keep his foot in. Here is the ball. Leon Singh out on that far side. Still, Batiste gets it back. Can they get the cross in? Batiste trying. Still trying to go the long way around. Still going. Still going. Still going. When is he going to cross it? And when he does, it's too easy for goalkeeper Batiste. Eve, the substitute, being harassed. Ball taken away. Opportunity quickly. Here comes Paul again. Plays a nice little ball in. That's a great ball over on that far side. Can they do something with it now? It's crunch time. They need some kind of something special here, and that's not going to hurt one bit. Naps doing very well, and the players losing their footing at this 99th hour. This could be dangerous here. Look who's on the move. But again, good coverage, coming across from Kojo to help out. And you could just see players really breathing heavy because they've been running and running and running. NAPARIMA been moving the ball nicely. They've been chasing shadows at times. And here they come, O'Reilly. Does he think of the shot? No, he decides to go wide to Eve. Eve. Back it goes to O'Reilly. Bovell plays a lovely ball inside. And now it's taken, coming back out wide. They go with it. Cooper plays it back. O'Reilly with a chance. And just swings his foot. And swings it wide. So NAPARIMA College now in added on time. They still lead by 1-0. St. Augustine need a minor miracle here. And they obviously cannot afford to lose the ball, and that's not a good ball. That's poor service. You had him as free as a bird, and they couldn't get it to Phillips. That's a good ball back inside, and to nobody in particular there. Goalkeeper will have to come. He will have to come, and then good defending again from Williams, and he's a spent force. Trying hard. Or actually it was Charles who was doing the defending there. This is Williams, still going but loses out. O'Reilly, can he play the ball, the reverse ball to Phillips? Phillips is offside. That doesn't count. Just drifted into an offside position. That's because O'Reilly, as they say, was playing up with the ball. Took one touch too many. He had to release it there. Just that extra touch. As the defender advanced, it left Phillips in an offside position. Again, it's the timing of the pass that is so crucial. Naps really just running the clock now, trying to play keep away. Bovell, he's probably looking to get his name on the score sheet. Chance here, and that's a bad tackle. The referee says play on, and that's another heavy challenge. He had two opportunities that they could have blown the whistle. Instead, he allowed play to continue on both occasions, trying to play the advantage. And now, is he going to issue the yellow card? Yes. And I think it's going to be Edwards who's going to get booked. Or is it Bovell? Bovell is going to get booked. And they need to get the crosses in. And again, look at where the green shirts are lining up. They need to occupy the stoppers. They just seem to back off. And hoping, they're not playing midfield, they're playing attack. And so they need attackers. They're all standing back as if they're midfielders. And hoping that the ball comes to them. But they need to get numbers forward. There's a shot over the bar. Hospitales is one real shot in anger at goal, is way off target. And we play on. It's now, we're in the 5th minute of added on time. Another ball played wide. Here comes the cross, too strong for everyone. And I think Cooper is going to let it run out. No, he decides to keep it in. And then he plays it nicely. O'Reilly cuts back inside, thinking about it, slips it under the legs of the defender, or through the legs of the defender, but he tugs it wide. So, we're in the 96th minute of play now. The final whistle could come any moment now. Does St. Augustine have one last salvo in them? Where is the return ball? In the area it goes, still going. And good tackle once again to win it back fairly and squarely. That's Hills doing yeoman service yet again. So the final whistle could come any minute now. Where is the cross? Can't dwell on the ball. You have to get it over. And still trying to dribble his way through. Another throw-in. St. Augustine now in desperation mode. 97. We're in the 97th minute of play. A long throw from Leon Singh. Israel Leon Singh launches. Opportunity to get the ball across. They're still dwelling on it. No cross. And when the ball is played into the area, it's missed by everyone. Still a chance here. Can he turn and pick it man out? Where is the cross? And still no cross. It's nice. But that is the final bit of play. And it wasn't pretty for NAPARIMA. They huffed and they puffed. They tried. They came close. But they were thwarted by a brilliant goalkeeping effort from Tyrese Henry, who blocked many a shot, about 10 in all. 5 or 6 of them looked like sure goals. And he was here, there, and everywhere. But in the end, he was beaten just the one time. A 55th minute penalty by Jabari Rodriguez is all that they needed. And NAPARIMA College are back in the Coca-Cola INTERCOL final. They're looking to do the treble. They've already won the league. They've won the South Zone INTERCOL. And now they're looking to win the National INTERCOL. So only time will tell who their opponents will be. That's because Signal Hill and the St. Anthony's Tigers, the Westmoreland Tigers, will contest the other semi-final. And the winner of that will play NAPARIMA in the final. So what a final that could be as we await that second semi-final. I think that's set for Monday with the final tentatively carded for Wednesday. And it should be an interesting semi-final number 2. But for now, NAPARIMA College are the ones celebrating yet again, coming out 1-0 winners over St. Augustine. St. Augustine tried. They just didn't have the composure in front of goal. They just didn't have the numbers in attack when they broke through. And because of that, they just never threatened the actual goal. And Adriano Batiste had a relatively quiet day compared to Tyrese Henry at the opposite end, who was busy, but who was also brilliant, and really kept his team in the game. So as we leave you from the Atto Bolden Stadium, let me just tell you, the latest score here is NAPARIMA 1, St. Augustine 0. Naps are through to the INTERCOL final.